Yo, what's good, guys? Back at it again. Beautiful way to end the week. May is starting off very well for me, and I don't want to come off across as overconfident or anything. I'm just happy because I've been working so hard and putting in so much effort, and it feels like the results are starting to show. The proof is starting to be in the pudding. Without further ado, let me show you what I did today and what I took. So these are the two actual trades that I took in the afternoon today. Absolute bangers, 2 for 2. I did miss this beautiful trade in the morning, which went to exactly what I was looking for later in the day. But I woke up late, went to bed late, and I was busy in the morning. I had things to take care of, like car stuff, all of that. So honestly, I wasn't trading Fridays for a minute, but it was more just like my mental frame going into Fridays. And it's true. On Fridays, we do chop more because we have less people involved in the market. It just tends to be choppier. So I don't like the PA. As you can see throughout the whole middle of the day, this is disgusting. This is disgusting price. However, there was a setup in the morning, which I didn't take. You can see these executions right here. I was looking to enter right here, but then I entered and I realized that I don't even have time to look at the trade. So I literally like entered, exited, and so that trade basically doesn't exist. It was a good setup. It was a continuation off of my existing model. This would have been a beautiful trade, but we didn't take that. Anyways, I was looking very bullish on the day. I guess we can do a quick outlook on the market. Coming into the day, I thought we were extremely bullish. We had a gap up with news. We have an internal model right here tapping this 1 hour gap yesterday. We inversed out of it, came into equilibrium throughout London, and we expanded out. So in my opinion, price is extremely bullish. We had buy side resting here. So I was thinking price wants to come and eventually take out these March 27th highs. So price ended up playing around, and coming into the afternoon when I finally got home, I saw price was kind of choppy, and then we came into this 15-minute gap right here. So this triggered my first entry in the PM session. Sorry if my screen keeps going all over the place. I saw we tapped this 15-minute. We're rejecting out. This is also equilibrium of this internal range. So I really liked what price was doing there. So then with that, I look for an internal model. Within I size down into lower time frame. I see that price comes, sweeps out these internal lows, and we have a manipulation, inverse of this gap, change in the state, and then I look for it here. Sorry, let me draw it out because it's not extremely clear to you guys. I got rid of it after I took my trade. So we have this change in the state right here, and then we have an inverse of this fair value gap. And I guess you could say I'm a little bit lucky because if I took this on options, I mean, if I took this on futures, I would have gone stopped out because typically I set my stop loss to below the manipulation wick. However, I was wary that this was a 15-minute wick, so the next one might want to open wick below. So I kept my stop a little bit below the range, and very luckily, I guess, you can say I didn't get stopped out, but I was very confident that price was going to manipulate here, maybe chop around a bit, and then go to buy side these highs up here. And as you see, standard deviation, once we drew it from this change in the state to the manipulation, the 4 lined up with buy side. And that's when I see that my standard deviation is lined up with some sort of liquidity level, it's like another confluence. I mean, it's the confluences aligning. So with that, I took this on options, 2 contracts. First TP got taken off at the 2.5 standard deviation, and the second got taken off at the 4. I made around $85 off of like a $200 something investment, so I was very happy with that. I was kind of hesitant to take futures, because yesterday I had a loss, and it was a normal loss. I lost like $200 something, but I was stupid and I didn't check my order if I had any existing orders on my thing, and I ended up getting I ended up leaving an order on one of my accounts, and the account got liquidated. So now I have about a $500 difference between my two funded accounts, which it's not the end of the world. I'm still blessed to have the accounts, and I'll come back. I was in a big drawdown before, and I made it out, and I'll do it again. I'm not really stressing. So usually I don't trade Fridays, but these setups were really high quality, so I like them. And then after we swept this four standard deviation in buy side, we immediately had displacement and reactions out. So if price wants to continue higher, we're going to typically just displace through here. But we came up a little and immediately rejected out. So that prompted at least an internal model. Yes, my higher time frame bias is bullish. However, price to go higher has to go lower. So I was targeting internal lows, and that's exactly what we did. We have an inverse fair value gap, change in the state here, pull back into it. I entered short, targeting the 2.5 on the standard deviation. I can't speak. In the 4, and price beautifully ran to it. First TP got hit within like 8 minutes. Really satisfying. And then we chopped around, and I had a runner because I was pretty confident we were going to come into the 4 standard deviation, because this 4 was where we had 3 different time frame models targeting, if that makes sense. We had the 5 minute, the 15 minute, and the 1 minute all lining up to this 4 area. However, it was end of the day. I was a little bit nervy, you could say, and I didn't want to stay in the trade forever. Market was closing soon, and I wanted to go make some food. So I set my stop. I was just trailing my stop pretty hard. If we inversed any gaps, I was assuming that we might just reverse, because at the end of the day, we were bullish on the higher time frames, and this also was a 15-minute gap. So it was possible that price was just going to come tap it again and reject. So when you are trading against the higher time frame, usually I just take the 2.5, because the 4 is not always guaranteed. We did end up coming to it, so it is satisfying in a way that like the trade ended up working out. I got stopped out in profit, so I can't complain, which left me up about $300 something on the day. Overall, guys, like, I'm really happy. I'm not doing this, like I've said before, to flex or anything. It's just really satisfying. Like, if you look at my videos from a couple months ago, I was confused. I didn't even know what I was really looking for. It was kind of fun. It's funny to look back at those videos, and I've grown so much. I've had to do a lot of internal work, reading, back testing over and over, forward testing. I literally stopped trading my live capital for a whole week and just forward tested with a paper trading account, and it was the best thing I could have done. And right now, it's really just sticking to my rules, taking only what aligns with my plan, not just taking anything, because there's a million opportunities, but only a couple of those opportunities are really meaningful. So, also, I forgot to mention that this trade from the morning, the 4 on this, the standard deviation, lined up with buy side liquidity that we would end up taking out here. So, that's kind of crazy. I wouldn't target the 4 here. I would be targeting this level, because as you see, this 2.5 is lining up with this high. Like, it's amazing how standard deviation works. But yeah, overall, really good week. Really happy with my trading. I overtraded, I overtraded a bit yesterday, but really can't complain. Everything can be journaled, worked on, reflected upon, and I'll be better for the next time, for the next week. In no way does this couple winning days define me as a trader, nor does a couple losing days define me. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, leave a like. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Bro, honestly, like, I see it, and I feel like it's so possible to get some sort of partnership with a prop firm. I just have to be more consistent with my uploads. And yeah, we'll see how it wants to play out. So, anyways, I hope you guys have a great weekend if you're watching this on Friday. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.